I have the GI Bill, so does she. So it's like,
how much is your program total?
Oh my God.
I'm here.
You're here.
Let's make it a vibe. Okay, y'all. So today we're talking about
nursing school. My name is Sierra.
I'm Indy.
And I go to West Coast.
And I go to Chamberlain.
So let's just talk about it.
Let's get into it.
We're just going to talk about accelerated schools in California that I feel like a lot of people have looked into. But we looked into each other's schools and everything like that. So we just want to talk about it. So far, how are you liking Chamberlain?
Okay, so I love Chamberlain. So before I even went to Chamberlain, I knew I wanted to go there. So when I was in the Navy, I, looked up the school. That was like 6 years ago. And I knew I wanted to go there. Mm-hmm. So a lot of people in the Navy went to school at Chamberlain in Florida. So I saw that there was one out here where I live, and I was like, oh, I gotta go. But I like it so far. I did almost all my prereqs there, so yeah.
Say also, like, where are you at in the program?
So I just started core. So yes, so right now it's like head to toe. That's where I'm at, like in the beginning of my core process. So what about you? How do you like it, and where are you at in the program?
So I go to West Coast University. I just like it's been a journey. Right now, I'm in my 3rd core term. There's 9 core terms, so I'm going into mental health and physical assessment. If you go there, you know exactly where I'm at. It's also been a journey. It's been a ride. I'm very happy just to get things going and get through the program. So far, I like the school. It's accelerated, and that's exactly what I was looking for. But with accelerated programs comes a lot of work,
a lot of studying,
a lot of teaching,
a lot of eye bags.
Please don't even look at mine. Like, it comes with a lot. So, I mean, so far, what's been your favorite term?
That's really a question for me to ask you. So for me, I took a whole year of prereqs. So it's like, you're not really you are in nursing school, but you're like not starting nursing school classes. Mm-hmm. So I just started patho and health assessment. So that's like very, very, very beginning of nursing school as far as, the nursing school stuff. So what's your favorite class so far since you've been through a couple of core classes?
Well, I'm only just now going into my 3rd core term, which is mental health and physical assessment. So the first 2 was fundamentals, and then the second one was pharmacology, intro to med-surg, with like the med-surg skills lab and the med-surg clinical. So I was at the VA.
That's a lot of classes.
That is a lot. It was 9 units.
I'm just 3 girls. That's a lot.
No, I know, but like, I don't know. I feel like someone that's at the end could tell you, like, my favorite, my worst. I mean, so far, I really liked pharmacology. I love medicine. Like, I really wanted to go to med school, but I'm here. I like last term, I will say it was a little bit overwhelming for me just because it was 9 credits and it took a lot of time out of my schedule. I was there Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. I stacked on Thursday.
Yeah, she was always gone.
So I was always on the campus, and I took night classes, which I don't recommend. I'm not a night person. I prefer to wake up in the morning and take classes. So far, yeah, I mean, I'm going into mental health. Mental health seems fun. I know that it's a lot. But I think I really liked pharm and intro to med-surg. I had a really good teacher. He's a nurse practitioner, so he was just super, super, super smart, and I enjoyed learning from him.
Oh, I love that. That was a good synopsis of your time so far.
Yeah.
But yeah, so for me, prereqs. I mean, if you would ask me, I would say take your prereqs at a community college or something. Like, take it before you get to school, so that way when you start, you just go straight into the core classes. But yeah, I mean, I love Chamberlain so far. I like the way they do things. I love blue. I love these scrubs. I love this blue color. I'm a blue girl. So yeah, I already knew I was going to like the school. But let me ask you a question. So of course, we're twins, guys. Hi. So let me ask you a question. How come you chose your school over my school?
Okay. So I initially wanted to go to Chamberlain. I was a Chamberlain girly all the way. And
could have been matching.
I know. I wish we went to the same school. But their waitlist was so long. Chamberlain's waitlist was so long. She had already applied way before I did, and I was still in the military, so like I wasn't really thinking about applying to nursing school, which is smart if you are and you're getting out. Apply as soon as possible. Once you have a start date, you can't transfer your prereqs in for both schools after that start date. And so I was like, no, I want to stay and do some more. So the start date they had me was like a whole year. Community colleges, JCs and stuff, that's like normal, but for an accelerated program, I was like, I'm not waiting a year. So when I applied to West Coast, they basically said I was starting in like 6 months or something. So I went with West Coast.
You know how long I waited? I waited 9 months to start. So I waited like 9 whole months to start. And the crazy thing is, I could have just went to her school, which I kind of feel like I probably should have did that because I would have already been closer to the finish line.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Yeah, I waited, and then I was like, let me just wait 9 months. So I waited 9 months, and then I finally started. And then my school's a lot bit cheaper than her school. That's for right now. So I was like, okay, well, it's a little bit more cheaper. Like, I'll wait. But if I could do it over again, I think I probably would not have waited and just started at her school. But I love my school.
I did a tour of Chamberlain, obviously. Like, I did a tour for
she
school.
Came with me.
But I wanted to say, like, from what you've been hearing about what I've been telling you about West Coast versus your school, do you think you made the right decision?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I could have been further ahead in the program, so I think about that sometimes. My program, we're 8 weeks. I do like that. I think we're 8 weeks, but we're really 7 weeks because the 8th week is the final week. So it's like, I like that we kind of get in and we get out. But I think about, like, I could have been closer to the finish line, so that's, like, what I keep thinking about. But I don't know, I like it so far, and I'm okay. Like, I'm okay with my decision. Yeah. What about you? Did you ever think about the cost? Like, was that a worry for you, or you were just like, it's whatever?
So West Coast is so expensive, and I think most people know this. I think it's worth it, and when I say that, it's because at the end of the day, we're all sitting to take the NCLEX RN, right? I have the GI Bill, so does she. So it's like,
how much is your program total?
Oh my God! Last time I checked, it was like $156,000.
But did I hear that?
$156,000 last time I checked, but we just got a 4% tuition increase, 4%. So do that math and put that up here.
Yeah.
Because that's how much it is. I think it's very expensive. Yeah.
Yeah. That is expensive. And even when I was looking into her school, I was like, that's expensive. Like, granted.
How much is Chamberlain?
Chamberlain is $90,000. Yeah. It's like around $90,000. But I transferred in like half of my prereqs. So the only prereqs I took at Chamberlain were my sciences. Yeah, just my sciences. And that alone, like, saved me like $72,000. Just transferring half of the prereqs in. Yeah. Because I'm saying, transferring all your prereqs, so you're not paying that much.
Yeah, I definitely transferred in a lot. So my total is not going to be $156,000. I think that is a total if you start from scratch. So if you start with no prereqs, but at West Coast, you can't transfer in physiology. You can't transfer in pathophysiology. Like, so there's a few classes that you have to take there, regardless if you did them or not. But yeah.
Yep. And we also decided not to go like the community college route, like, out here in LA, SMC or Elko or any of these colleges out here, because they just make it so hard for you to get into the program. Like, they make you wait like 5 years just to get in, and we don't got time for that. We don't have time for that. We're not wasting time. We want to get in nursing school, get in, and get out. So that's what I'm saying. Like, programs like our schools are just convenient. Yes, they're expensive, but they're like super convenient. And you can start with no prereqs.
Yeah.
That's a plus. That definitely helped me out.
You're in core now. So for me, studying for my prereqs versus my core classes are two different study techniques. Do you feel the same way?
Yes. So for my prereqs, you can kind of like memorize it and then kind of forget about it. But I feel like in nursing school, like in core, I'm not forgetting the information. Like, I'm like, I have to retain this and I have to remember it. And I have to like fully understand what it is I'm learning, because I'm going to need this for the duration of my program. So yeah, it's different. Like, I'm actually studying to like, I need to memorize this stuff. Like, I can't forget it. So that's the difference that I've noticed. So what about you?
Yeah, I can say the same thing. Like, I feel like when I was going over patho and physiology, it's like the same across the board at any school for the most part. Your teacher teaches differently, but it's the same content versus my funds versus her funds. Although it's going to be the same stuff, it's I don't know, it's just different for me. Like, for core, my school uses ATI, and so ATI is it mimics the NCLEX. So you have to learn how to study to the point where you're learning how to take the NCLEX. So that's like for funds, that was my first core class, and it was just very different. It wasn't like my study technique at patho versus funds or internal med surg farm was very different, because it's like my school is ATI based. So you have to learn how to take an ATI based test, which is like an NCLEX. And you have 3 correct answers. 1 that's obviously wrong, but 3 are correct. But which one is the most correct? That is core. That's core testing for you. So I think I had to like change my mind up a little bit for that and how I study. I still use like active recall. I feel like for core now, it's more like absorb and stay. Like, please just keep it there and remember it, and like connecting the dots. And when things start to connect, they like stay in my head, because it makes sense.
We are currently in different nursing programs. Still like can study together, and we can still do things together. Granted, she's ahead of me in the program, so I'm thankful for her, because she teaches me what she learns. When I take it home, I'm trying to absorb it and trying to like get the nursing clinical thinking in my head. So I'm like, yeah, it's like she's ahead of me, so I get to use that. But yeah, like, we get to study together still, even though we're in different classes. So I think that it's fun. Still being in nursing school at the same time, even though we're at different points in our nursing. program.
It's true. Grades in nursing school. And when I say this, like, the people who get it, get it. People feel like they need to know, like, what grade you get. Like, after every test is, what grade did you get? What grade did you get? And I'm trying to keep this as positive as possible, but it is part of my actual experience. What does my grade have anything to do with you in your life? Or is that going to make you feel better if it's lower, or make you feel worse if it's higher?
Yeah, I think for me, I don't personally ask anyone what grade they got. But for me, I just feel like in nursing school, I try to like remain positive and try to, keep my thinking open. I don't like asking I think it's like bad juju. Like, I don't think that you should ask other people what they got. I think people have anxiety though. Like, they just, I don't know. But nursing school is also not a competition. And I think people need to like remember that. Like, there's several BSNs to give out. Like, it's not a competition. The people treat it like that though. But it's unfortunate.
I try to keep it very vague because I'm just like, I don't want to be mean to anyone, but it's like, you would not ever know my grade. Like, I'm not about to sit up here and be like, oh yeah, girl, I got a 81.5. Like, what? Like, it's weird to me. What does that do for you? I see that a lot, and it's actually like at every nursing school. So I just thought, like, just to bring it up, because basically we're just telling you do not have to feel pressured into telling people your grades, and it's okay to say something else like, oh, that one was easier than the last one. Or, oh, well, yeah, I did a lot better on that one than I thought. I say that to say, like, don't let people punk you into telling your grades.
Yeah. And I think, but I want to push more as far as like nursing school and even like the nursing world in general, just positivity. Like, we're all here for the same thing. We all want to be nurses. Like, there shouldn't be no negativity. Nursing school is stressful enough. You know what I mean? So that's where I'm at with it.
Yeah. Thanks for vibing with us. Follow our journey. See you soon.
We gon' fuck up